All right, y'all. So here we go. Mehdi Hasan had on a guy by the name of Adolfo Franco. And Adolfo Franco, which, by the way, just for the record, that sounds like the most fascist name of all time, right? Franco was a fascist leader. Adolf Hitler was a fascist leader. Got them together. Adolfo Franco. This guy is a Trump 2024 campaign spokesman. And Mehdi Hasan brought this guy on to talk about the H-1B visa scandal, where the MAGA base is like, fuck these H-1B visas. And then you got Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. And the robber barons at the top of MAGA are like, no, we love H-1B visas because we get to exploit those immigrants and make more profit, right? And so this guy comes in, he's going to try to defend Trump's position, and Mehdi just slices and dices him up ruthlessly. Here we go.
Here's another brazen, demonstrable lie Donald Trump has told in recent days. After Elon Musk, the shadow president, came out in favor of H-1B visas for foreign workers, and the MAGA base came out against it furiously, Donald Trump told the New York Post, and I quote, "I've always liked the H-1B visas. I've always been in favor of the visas." That's a lie, Adolfo. He said in 2016, in a presidential debate and across the campaign, that the H-1B visa program was, quote, very bad, unfair for US workers, and, quote, we should end it. Yeah. Why does he lie so much when we saw it with our own eyes?
I don't think it's a lie. I think he's for the program, but it needs to be reformed. And it needs to be reformed. It can be manipulated. It's been a system that's been used many times to sue employers. Because of its use.
I understand the program.
You understand the program.
But these are your views.
Yeah.
Donald Trump did not say any of this.
Yes, he
I'm going to read it out again, just so you... I've always liked the H-1B visas. Yeah. I've always been in favor of the visas. Doesn't say anything about reform. Where in 2016, he didn't say anything about reform. He said, very bad, we should end it. He didn't say reform it, we should end it. Yeah. So he lied when he said he's always for it.
And you're cherry-picking in this
I'm not cherry-picking, those are the only quotes.
In this way.
Which quotes have I missed from
because you're taking things out of context.
There's no... I don't... This is a desperate Trump defense.
No, it is not.
Out of context. He's a toddler who you have to interpret.
No, it is not.
I'm reading his words.
It is exactly what he has said consistently. The program has major problems.
That's not what he said in 2016. I'm going to read it again to you. I'm going to read
it
one more time.
I think the
very bad, unfair, quote, we should end it. What does end mean, Adolfo?
And I think there's a...
End means reform.
If I recall, there's a sentence or two afterwards that we need to find better ways to bring people into the country legally. And that's what he's referring to.
He explicitly says we should end the H-1B visa program. 8 years later, he says, I've always liked it and been in favor. That's a lie. Anyone who understands English knows that's a lie.
But you know,
unless English is your second language, that's a lie.
Mehdi, the program actually could be eliminated and replaced with a different program.
Fine, why didn't he say that last week? Why did he say, quote, I've always liked... I'm going to read the quote again to you because you don't like his words, I know.
No, but you're taking them out of context.
There's no context. This is a statement to the Post. Take it up with the New York Post. I've always liked the H-1B visas. I've always been in favor of the visas. That is not true. He was not in favor of the visas in 2016.
I believe he has always, and I know this...
What you believe is irrelevant, Adolfo, with respect. It's what he said. This is what you always do. You come on and you say, well, Trump, you're confronted with a Trump statement. You try and find a way to spin it, reinterpret it. Because the facts are clear. He lied.
I mean, that's the whole thing, right? That's the whole thing. In order to be in MAGA, you have to be ready to do mental gymnastics. You have to be ready to lie. You have to be ready to say Trump believes things that he never said. You have to be willing to... Basically what they do, here's their move. When Trump says something that they personally agree with, that's the thing he believes. When he contradicts himself and says the opposite, that's them going, oh, Trump doesn't actually mean that. He meant the thing where he agreed with me. And look, call it what it is. This is the hallmark of a talented politician, where they could speak out of both sides of their mouth, and for whatever reason, people hear the thing that they like, and they disregard the part that they don't like, and they assume this guy's 100% in agreement with me. Right? Obama had that ability. Donald Trump had that ability. But the thing that's so stark about Trump in particular is exactly this. He could say literally the polar opposite on something, and they'll still be like, no, he didn't say that, or he didn't mean that. And it's like, who are you kidding? And on this issue, to be fair, the base was pissed off. They were more pissed off at Elon than they were at Trump. And when Trump came out and backed Elon on this, they sort of went silent. But initially, they were like, wait, when we said we're against immigration, we meant all immigration. We didn't mean, hey, we're going to carve this out for high-skilled immigrants in the tech sector where Elon Musk can exploit them and make more profit off of them. They didn't say that. They didn't believe that. Many in the MAGA base are outright white nationalist. So anybody who comes to this country that is not lily white skin, they're like, oh, I don't like this at all. Right? And so There was that fight on. It was sloppy Steve versus Elon Musk, but ultimately Elon Musk won. And this is what I'm gonna tell MAGA right now: is that Trump will always break with capital. Trump will always break with capital. You hearing me say it now? You can quote me later. Trump will always break for capital because that's where the money is. That's where his bread is buttered. That's who gave him his campaign contributions. And ultimately, he's a billionaire robber baron himself, and he wants to please the other billionaire robber barons. He wants more tax cuts for the wealthy. He wants more deregulation. He wants more corporate welfare checks and subsidies to his buddies. See, Elon is another great example of that. That's what they're doing this for. Trump and MAGA, they will loot the treasury and screw over the working people that Trump is pretending to represent. That's what they're going to do. And here's a total, complete, and utter 100% flip-flop, and his little sycophants have to go out there and do the Trump whisperer, and be like, no, he didn't mean the thing that he very obviously said because reasons and stuff and things. He went to reform it, and that's what he meant then, and that's what he means now. And it's like, you're just making that shit up, bro. You're just making that shit up. Get ready for 4 years of pathetic excuses, one after the other, after the other, after the other. That's what we're going to get. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.